Hello, everybody. I'm Jennifer Angel. This is my overview report for the week of June the 15th. Now, of course, we've just got through Mercury coming out of retrograde. Thankfully, it's been the most brutal retrogrades that I can remember. Lots of changes, and I guess if I'm feeling it, then everyone else is feeling it as well. So we're very pleased to have that behind us. We are, of course, still in what's called the shadow um, period, which is the couple of weeks that it takes to get back to the point it was when it first started the retrograde transit. But we're out of the main storm now, although, I tend to think that main storm is really 2 to 3 days. A lot of astrologers will say up to 7 days, which technically is probably correct, but each day after 3 days, in my mind, gets a little sort of easier. So this week, I think we can take a big breath, and certainly there's lots of things happening this week, which are going to be great. In fact, last week we had 4 sextiles last week, which are opportunities that come to us. We still have to step up and say, hey, we want that. But at least the astral energy was more upbeat, and the promise of something great happening. And we did have Neptune go into a retrograde, Mercury come out of a retrograde, and Saturn retrograde move back in its transit to Mercury. So it was a very eventful week last week. So I hope for me and everyone else that this week things are going to start together, and it does start to come together, and it does kick off right at the start of the week on the 16th with a new moon, and that's in Gemini. So it's a very powerful new moon, because at the same time there's Mars in there as well. So of course with the new moon, it means that the moon and the sun are together at the same degree, and so they're conjunct, and Mars is there in the same position conjunct with the moon and the sun as well. Now Mars is like the trigger. It's like gets you motivated, get things in. The new moon signifies the next 2 weeks is a great time to really just harvest your seeds, get things going, particularly as some of us have no doubt been waiting for Mercury to come out of its retrograde to, put things into action. So that planning stage is finalized now, and we can now start to put the plans into action, and no better time to do that than with the new moon, and with the new moon in Gemini. With Mars there too, it's a very, very powerful new moon. So do take advantage of that. And this week, really, I've still got some planning and farming and stuff to take care of over the weekend. So I would advise each and every one of you to really tie up the loose ends this weekend, so you have a fresh start to just move forward and do more productive things for next week. Now, particularly at the end of next week, the sun is going to move on the 21st into the next sign, which is Cancer, and this will signify the summer solstice. If you're here over in this part of the world, I'm broadcasting from New York. This is a nice time. It also signifies a time when things can go ahead. It's a nice time just to stop, think about where you are, what you want to achieve, how far you've come this year with your goals. If you didn't set goals at the start of the year, then this is a great time to do it. Also, goals are always, they need to be reviewed because we're changing all the time. And as you change, then of course your values, thoughts, goals, and aspirations about life also change. So don't set them too much in concrete. You might want to sort of tweak them as you go along. And when you hit a crossroads, then you have a choice. Do you go right or left, or do you go around and keep going? And therefore your goals will change. So at the same time, the moon is going to be in a sextile on that same day, throughout the day, different times. In the morning, it's going to be sextile with Mars, and in the afternoon or later in the day, sextile with the Sun. Of course, the moon moves quickly around the zodiac, so this also makes it a great time just to get in touch with, who you are, what you want, where you want to go, and how to get there. And certainly with that Mars influence, then the how to get there comes through, and you can gain some clarity in doing that. So hooray, we're all looking forward to a better week this week. I certainly hope so. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and do our individual reports. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my articles on my New York Daily News pages and also on Harper's Bazaar. Love and luck to you. We'll see you in a moment on the individual reports. Bye for now.